Hi, um, welcome to my channel, The Starming Soap. My name's Laura. I'm back again with another monthly wrap-up video for July this time. So, like my other monthly wrap-up videos, I'm going to be talking through some highlights, things that have happened this month, books I've been reading, crafts I've been doing, new decks and decks that I've been working with. And that's pretty much it. So, highlights, and the main highlight is it's been my birthday month, but I'll come back to that in a little while because that's near the end of the month. So one of the main things, I've been doing some readings for other people this month, only friends and family, but it's something that I've been previously quite scared to do. Not scared. I have massive imposter syndrome, so I never think that I'm actually very good at anything. But I've done some readings for other people and they've gone really well. So that's that's a good highlight for me. What else have I been doing? It's summer holidays now. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm a teacher. So the summer holidays are my kind of main relaxing time and time to actually have off work. So I'll be off for all of August. So August will have more of kind of adventures and things I've been doing. But I'm really looking forward to that. And I've also been doing a few more things than usual. And it's also been my birthday. So my birthday was on Tuesday. So I'm filming this on I don't actually know what date it is. I think it's the 29th or the 30th, whatever the Friday is. And my birthday was on Tuesday. And I'm a Leo, I like to drag out my birthday for as long as possible. So I had been out on the Saturday night before with my friends. We just went bowling and had some dinner. On my actual birthday, I went out for quite a posh afternoon tea with my family. And it was Peter Pan themed afternoon tea. And there was so much cake and things that we couldn't eat it all. We had to take some of it home, but that was really fun. And I've also been out a few times to the cinema over the last couple of weeks as well, which I'll get into when I get to the film section. I'm just trying to think of some other things that have happened. Oh, I went to a restaurant the other day, which was solely just a vegetarian restaurant, which probably doesn't sound that exciting. But for vegetarians, it really is, because we're not used to having so much choice. It took me so long to decide what to have, because I could have anything on the menu. And normally I just have a couple of things that I get to choose from. And that was really, really nice. And I went with some family members who are also all vegetarians, and everyone said the same thing. We're not used to having so much choice. And everything was lovely. It was so good. It was really, really good. So that was just really interesting to see how many different recipes that they came up with. There was so much choice. Everything was amazing. And actually trying to pick something was really difficult, but a welcome thing to have to, a welcome problem to have. I've booked a trip away for next month. I'm not going on holiday. Last year I went to Paris for a few days. I'm not going away, I'm not going out of the country, but I've booked it's like one of those day trip, coach trip things. So I've booked a coach trip that goes from London to Bath, and it stops at Stonehenge on the way. So I'm going to be going on a coach to Stonehenge, having an hour I think there, and then travelling on to Bath and going around the Roman baths. And I think I've then got a few hours in Bath to do whatever I want to do, and then coming back. So I thought I'd make it into, because I'm not going on holiday, I thought I'd make it into a bit of a longer trip. So I'm actually going to go to London a day early and have a day in London first, stay over, and then go on the coach trip from London to Bath and back the second day. So it's kind of like a 2-day trip. But I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been to Stonehenge. And it's one of those things that I've always just had on, you know, on a list of places to visit if I can. It's one of those things I really want to see in real life. I know you can't really get up that close to it anymore, but it will still be amazing, I'm sure. And the Roman baths in Bath, I've always wanted to go to as well. I've never been to Bath, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm going to really enjoy Bath, actually. So that's my little trip I've got booked for next month. Other things that I've been doing. I've been making loads of summer desserts for some reason. Well, it's for work, like practicing recipes for work, but lots of kind of seasonal summer desserts. Now I've always been a baker. So whenever I make anything sweet, it's usually, you know, 99% of the time it's going to be a cake or some sort of cake. But I've been making, well, I made a strawberry cheesecake, and I've made a meringue, like a fruit roulade with meringue and cream and strawberries and raspberries in it. And I made a strawberry tart as well, because the meringue, the roulade, only used the egg whites, and the recipe for the strawberry tart used the egg yolks. So that they were all really good, and I've shared them with various family members, taken them places. I took the roulade into work when I made that. So yeah, so I've been making some summery desserts, which has been really nice as well. Because like I say, I always just tend to use white cakes, but I've been liking the strawberry tart in particular was really nice because I made my own creme patissiere. I made my own pastry, but I made it twice. The first time I used pre-made pastry, and I could tell the difference. And I was like, pastry's so easy to make, why don't I just make my own? So I made it again and made it with my own pastry, and it was so good. Anyway, yeah, so I've did some like kitchen-y things and some tarot highlights. I have been spending quite a lot of time with Lenormand actually this month. I've had where is it? I've only got one Lenormand deck, which is this one. So I've only got the one, and I bought this one specifically because it had this book attached to it, which goes into loads of detail about all of the cards. So I thought if I'm only going to get one, I'm going to get one with a really intensive kind of book with it. So I've been spending quite a lot of time with this month, just trying to get to know it. I've had this for about a year, but I haven't really used it much. I used it quite a lot when I first got it actually, but because it's so different to tarot, I kind of put it on the back burner. But now I've been using it again. I might as well show this now. It's got I don't really like how this is, but I like how it's all together, so I can overlook this. Maybe when I don't need the book anymore, which will probably, well, I'll probably never not need the book, but if I don't ever need the book in the future, I can, I don't know, make like a little case for it or something. But this is so cute. Well, it's called the Cute Little Lenormand to start with, but I really like it. It's just simple, and it's just so I can try and learn how to use this particular system. I think I've said in other videos as well, I like tarot. Tarot is my main passion. I do like some oracle decks, and I am interested in Lenormand just for kind of what it is. So yeah, I don't really think I need any more than the one, at least not for now, unless I decide, no, I want to use this all the time. But I've been using this quite a lot. I've just been kind of pulling the odd card and trying to practice what it might mean. I've been putting a couple next to each other to see what they might mean. I did do a big grand tableau, but I haven't really, I can't really interpret it really yet, so that will be for another time. I like how it's got these keywords in the first couple of pages, and then obviously it goes, so I've just been kind of using this and my intuition, but it does have a lot of information. So we've got, let me just check that this is in, yeah. So you've got keywords about it, key themes, an overview, how you might read it, and then it has sister cards. So this is where it gets a bit more confusing. Some positive combinations if you pull it with other cards, same with negative, and the questions. I love having questions in guidebooks so that I can keep reading or journaling with them. So it's very comprehensive, this book. I would recommend it if you're interested in getting more familiar with Lenormand. You know, it's the book and the deck together, which I'm just going to put to one side because I can't put it all back in there in a minute. So yes, I've been using Lenormand a bit this month. The other thing I did, which I'll have to just put as a picture of the spread up, is I've done a check-in with my card of the year. So I created my own spread at the beginning of the year, which was about checking in with your card of the year. So like when you pull your, if you have a card of the year, tarot card of the year, how you can work with it throughout the year. And I came up with my own spread, which I will put up, and also put my reading up. But yeah, so I've checked in. My card of the year is the Sun this year, and I've been checking in with it. I am really trying to work with the Sun because the last few years I've been suffering quite a lot with anxiety and depression, and so the Sun has been really important with me, really for me this year, and I feel like it has been really helping as well. So I've been working with that. I think that's it for kind of highlights. Books I've been reading kind of shorter books on my Kindle, which I can't really remember the names of all of them right now. I've read a couple. They're kind of like, I've been reading kind of dark romance books, which aren't usually I usually stick to horror and thriller. But yeah, I do have eclectic taste, I have to say, with books, films, music. I kind of like a bit of everything. I have my favourites, but then I do like a bit of everything. So that's been interesting. They've just been short books to kind of get me back into reading, ready for the summer. I tend to read a lot over the summer while I'm off work. I have the only one that I've read all the way through very quickly. I read this all in one day, actually. It's not a very big book. It's only like 100. That's a different book. It's only 132 pages, the book. I read it all in one day. I love Stephen King. I have been reading Stephen King books since I was too young to be reading Stephen King books. Probably about 9, 10. I remember them overlapping with reading Goosebumps when I was young. And then I've always liked horror and kind of thriller books. I used to love Goosebumps and Stephen King when I was very young. I think I've read pretty much every single one of his books. There's probably a few that I haven't. But yeah, I got this one for my birthday. I read it in a day, the day after my birthday. And it's a good one. I'd recommend it. It seems very similar to one of his other short stories, which I can't remember. I can't remember which one I'm thinking of. As I was reading it, I was like, it does seem quite familiar. But then it goes off in its own direction. Oh, Thinner. It's a bit like Thinner. But it is completely different, but it just reminded me of that. So that was one book that I read. I've got a big pile here next to me. What else did I read? I think the rest were just the ones on my Kindle, which I haven't got written down the names of. I've started reading another one on my Kindle actually as well, which is by a Korean author. It's been translated. It's called, I'll put a picture of it up. It's Broken Summer, I think it's called. That's been really good. I'm about halfway through at the moment. I really am getting into Korean storytelling in general. For the last few years, I've been really into kind of the Korean cinema. I feel like they do the horror and thriller genre really well. Like for example, when Parasite and Train to Busan, they're both really, really good films. And so I've been watching some TV series which are as well. Yeah, so I'm enjoying this book so far. I'll probably read some other books by the author if there are any. And the other books I've got to show are ones that I've kind of been bought. I've got a big pile here. Oh wait, now I've got a few more of ones that I have been reading. I'm still dipping in and out of these two. So I talked about these last month. This is kind of short stories from different women throughout history. I've been dipping in and out, reading the odd one before I go to bed. So I'm still on this one. And I'm still working my way through tarot therapy as well, which I'm still really enjoying. With non-fiction books, I tend to kind of dip in and out of them, so that takes me quite a while to read them. I've also started, I've had this for years and I haven't actually read it. And this year I decided to start, I think because I have to be in the right frame of mind to actually read this kind of self-help book that's about depression quite heavily. And I don't think it would have resonated, but in a bad way if I'd read it like a couple of years ago, whereas now I'm coming out of the other side of it, I can kind of look back and appreciate it. I've only just started, you can tell where my bookmark is. Oh, my bookmark is a tarot card, by the way. It's one of the extra cards you get with the centennial version of the Smith Waite. One of the extra cards you get that's Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork. I've been using them as bookmarks. So yeah, I've only just started this one, but I'm sure I'll finish, or at least have read a lot more of it over August. The other books I want to just quickly show are ones I got for my birthday that I'm looking forward to reading. I had one that's fiction, which is this one. Look at the cover. It looks like embroidery. I am obsessed with this cover. So it's a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but it's a murder mystery. So it's modern and a murder mystery version of Pride and Prejudice. There's some other books in this series as well. I think there's Manslaughter Park and Sense and Sensibility, but it's got a different name. Sense and Second Degree Murder, I think. Anyway, it seems really fun. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I love Pride and Prejudice. It's one of my favourite stories and my favourite books. And, you know, anything to do with Pride and Prejudice I have probably consumed. You know, even like the BBC TV series, all the film versions. Bridget Jones is based on Pride and Prejudice. All those kinds of stories that are based on Pride and Prejudice I love. So, looking forward to that. And the other one is a tarot book, which I got for my birthday. I'm looking forward to this one too. I've seen a few people talk about it on TarotTube, but I haven't seen it a lot. But I put it on my wish list, which was shared with friends and family, and someone bought it for me. My best friend bought it for me. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into this one as well, as like a kind of more modern interpretation of, as far as I can tell, what it's about is more kind of everyday scenarios of how to interpret the cards, rather than some of the more old-fashioned kind of interpretations that you get in some tarot books. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's it for books. Films. I watched a film on, I think it was on Netflix. Did I write this down? Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Freaky. I watched it at the beginning of the month just as something that I wanted to, you know, when you have those evenings where you want to put something on, but you don't really want anything you have to really think too hard about. just something fun that you can put on, and maybe while you're doing some other bits and pieces as well. It was just fun. It's Vince Vaughn as a serial killer who swaps bodies with a teenage girl, and it's quite fun. It's more gruesome than I thought. I thought it was just going to be a comedy. It is definitely gruesome. It's definitely still a comedy though. I guess I'd describe it as maybe like Freaky Friday crossed with I don't know, something slash like Scream. Yeah, it's just fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. And I've been to the cinema twice. I saw Asteroid City, which is the newest Wes Anderson film. I love Wes Anderson films. So that was really good. And yesterday I went to see Barbie, which was amazing. It was so funny. It was so, I don't know, as a woman, I left feeling empowered and feeling good about the film and about other younger girls, just anyone actually, younger people watching it and hoping that it will maybe make a difference in the world. It's fun, hilarious. It's just, I'm planning to go and see it again because I feel like there's other underlying bits that I might have missed. But yeah, and I've told my mum she has to go and see it, so I might say I'll go and see it with her. So yeah, they're the films I've seen, all the ones that are noteworthy anyway. I think I've watched some other films on Netflix, but I can't remember what they are. And I wrote down podcasts, but then I didn't write anything down. So I feel like, I'm always listening to a podcast. If I'm not watching something on YouTube while I'm doing like cooking, cleaning, going for a walk, I am listening to podcasts or audiobooks. I listen to so many podcasts. I'm sure there was something that I wanted to mention specifically, otherwise I wouldn't have written it down, but I didn't write down what it was, and I can't remember what it is right now. Yeah, anything true crime I'm usually listening to. Yeah, I can't remember what the specific thing was that I wanted to talk about. And then YouTube, I've been watching lots of things on YouTube, just tarot tubey things. The one thing that I've been watching that's not tarot related, which I wanted to mention, is Alex Melton. He is an amazing musician who does kind of covers of other songs in the style of other bands, usually Blink-182. Or it's just like pop punk versions of whatever song. He's got a Taylor Swift one on there. I think there's a Lizzo one on there. I am obsessed. I love it. I love his whole channel. He's got a couple of videos that are like as if it's a radio station of just, I think the one I listened to was like an hour's worth of lots of different songs in the style of Blink-182, and it was so fun. And I will quite often just put his channel on if I want some music, because they're my kind of song. Like when I was a teenager, you know, pop punk bands, especially Blink-182, I loved them. So I really like that style of music, and it's kind of nostalgic but also new at the same time. I just really like it. So I'll try and remember to put one of his videos so that you can find it if you're interested. People that are my sort of age might be interested, like mid-30s. Yeah. Hobbies and crafts. I've only got one thing I wanted to talk about, which was I finally made a bag for my Darkwood tarot, which actually matches it now, and I'm really happy with it. Anyone who crochets knows that stripes, you've got a lot of ends to weave in at the end. And yeah, I sat and did that while I was watching some TV last night. So it now houses my Darkwood tarot. So this now has its own specifically made bag for it. I love it. I think it's really good. It goes with it really well. So yeah, I do still need to find some beads or something to put on the end of these here. So then it's not quite finished, but nearly. I've also, I think I'm just going into decks in a minute. I just wanted to talk through, what did I, oh, there's a couple of other things that I had for my birthday. I had this candle bought for me by one of my friends. I haven't actually looked up this account yet. I believe there's an Etsy shop, but Waxy Wiccan, they're spell candles. They've got tarot cards sort of round the edge. This is a good fortune spell candle. It smells glorious. It's pink grapefruit, lemongrass, orange blossom, rosemary, and it's a vegan soy based candle. Oh, it smells gorgeous. It's a wood wick as well. So yeah, I haven't actually burnt it yet, but I love this. And I had a little candle holder. Oops, I'm dropping things all over the place. That was bought for me. That's a little wooden cat, little sleepy cat. So I'll probably have this. This will probably be in videos. In fact, let's put it there now. This will probably feature in some videos in the future. Right, I think I'm on to decks. So, new decks. Now, I know that I said last month I wasn't buying any more for myself. I've only bought one for myself. The rest of them were presents for my birthday. So I've got 4 new decks to show you. Yeah, I've got 4. This one I bought. I can't actually remember if it was the end of June or the beginning of July, but I didn't put it in my last video, so it's going in this one. So this is the last. This is the one I bought for myself, which I've wanted for ages. I'd gone between the newer version of this and the older version. The older version, and the newer version even, is better for diversity, but I don't like the backs, and I prefer the gold to the silver. The new one's got silver, let me just get this out, silver gilding, and this one has gold, and I prefer the gold, and I prefer the backs. These backs are some of my favourite backs ever now. So that's what kind of swayed it for me. So yeah, it feels very special. You know, every single card has got some foiling on it. It just feels very decadent. I love this Queen of Cups. And it shuffles like a dream. Like, the cardstock is amazing. I know some people don't really like. This is the kind of older US Games cardstock. And I love it. I love how it shuffles. Yeah, I love this gold foiling on all the cards. I just think it makes it feel really special. And it's Art Nouveau style artwork. I used to have the golden Art Nouveau, but I didn't. I gave that to a friend because I didn't. I liked some of the artwork, but some of the faces I felt were a bit creepy, and I really don't like the backs. I know you shouldn't just judge cards on the card backs, but I really didn't like those backs at all. And it did put me off using it, so I was like, well, I'm not. And I had the pocket version as well. I had the pocket version, so it didn't have all the foiling on it. It just had, it was gold and it was shimmery, but it wasn't like full foiling. It was like gold ink, I guess. So it was shimmery, but it wasn't like shiny. It wasn't foiling. So yeah, and it was low Scarabeo mini decks are a bit too small for me. They're a bit too small. So there wasn't really, I liked the art style, but this one, Art Nouveau style deck is much better for me. And I love the backs. So where did I put the box? Over here. So that was the deck I bought myself. And then I had 3 bought for me for my birthday, which I had on, all of them were on my list, and I'm really excited about all of them. So let's start with the tarot. So the Squid Cake Marseille, which is so cute. I didn't realise, I knew it was small, but I didn't realise quite how small. It's like a normal card deck size, like bridge size deck. I love, this is still in order. I've been waiting to do this video before I actually have shuffle it or anything. It's so cute. I love the pink. I really want the like publishers of decks to do this more often. I prefer this kind of edging to the holographic and gilded ones that chip off. I mean, this might chip off as well. I haven't actually used it yet, but I prefer this kind of matte colour edging to the shiny. It's nice to have the shiny sometimes, but it has your hands. I prefer this edging, and it's so cute. And mine does have a bit of a bow. I don't know if you can tell. It's definitely bowing a bit. So hopefully that will shuffle out. I haven't shuffled it or anything. I've literally just had a very quick flick through before. So this is my only Marseille deck. I have got a few pip decks that are Marseille style, like the Tattoo Tarot. I feel like is kind of somewhere between Marseille and Rider-Waite-Smith. I want a Marseille deck just to see if it's a system I can work with. I'm not a massive fan of pips, but I feel like the Marseille pips, because they have specific meanings and things, I wanted to give it a go. I want to give Marseille a go. But I don't really like, when you look at Marseille, traditional Marseille decks, they don't really, the artwork doesn't really appeal to me too much. So this one, because it's a bit weird and a bit cute, it's cute and weird at the same time, that does appeal to me. So I feel like this one, and it's very pink, I feel like this is going to appeal more to me. So I'm looking forward to using the Marseille style deck. I love how all of the knights are on random creatures. There's a snail, there's someone riding a chicken in one of them. Hang on, let's find all the knights. I love the cups, look at these little ghosties. I feel like you could use this in the summer or maybe the autumn. It's got this kind of burnt orange, feels very autumnal. So I'm going to be, I might keep it until September to actually work with it properly. Oh, hang on, I missed my knight. This one's on an octopus tentacle. I love these coffee cups for the cups. The swords. And these look like strawberries. I just think it's really cute. I love the backs as well. It's very pink. Love it. Here we go. This is a knight on a chicken. And then the coins. What was the knight doing on the coins? Oh, on a toad. I just think these characters are so like weird and cute at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to using this. So let's give it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to riffle it. I want to riffle this bow out of it. Let me just try and do it the wrong way around and see if it will. Oh. Is that going to do anything? I don't know. I'll have to play with it later. But yeah, so the other reason, apart from the artwork being more my sort of thing, is apparently the book. I've heard lots of good things about the book and about how it kind of goes into visually how to read the Marseille style pips. So I feel like it's a good one to like learn with. So that's why I wanted this one. I need to put it on my birthday list and I got it bought for me. So I'm looking forward to starting working with that. And then I have 2 Oracle decks which were on my list. So the Animal Apothecary. I was kind of, I had this on my list and I took it off and then I put it back on again and then I took it off and then I put it back on again because I can't decide. I like animal decks and I feel drawn to animal decks, but when I have animal decks I don't tend to use them as much because I find it difficult to read because I don't know that much about the kind of specific animal energies, I guess. But I do want to learn. I think this is going to be more of a next year thing to kind of really work with animal decks and try to learn about it this year. One of my big tarot goals this year was about court cards So I feel like animal, you know, and now I'm looking at Lenormand and Marseille and stuff as well. Next year, I think I'm going to focus more on learning about animals and what the different animals' meanings are and that kind of thing. And this one, I really like the artwork. I like how it's got some phrases on it as well, not just keywords. It's got kind of like a little phrase which you could use intuitively, or you can read the extra write up about it in the guidebook. But I feel like it could be used, it's quite versatile in that way. You can use the keyword or the phrase intuitively. I love this one, I think this is my favourite. Or you can use it with the guidebook. But for now, it's kind of like affirmations as well, sort of. I really like this one though, the self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. So yeah, so I really like this art style, and I think it will go with quite a few of my other decks. So I'm glad I was bought this one for my birthday. Let's show you a few more. So yeah, and when you actually read through the guidebook, it does feel like deeper. You can use it surface level, or you can go deeper with it. And like I say, if I actually study the kind of animal meanings properly at some point, I love this Metamorphosis card. If I study it a bit more, it's gonna make even more sense. So I think that's going to be a goal next year though, to work more with my animal decks, because I've got a few and I don't tend to, I really like all of them. I don't want to give them up, but I'm not really using them. So yeah, and that's one of my goals. I think it's going to be for next year. Right, this one I have been wanting for ages. I love the sea. I love water, which is weird because I'm a fire sign, but I do have a lot of water in the rest of my birth chart, astrology wise. I've always loved the sea and swimming pools, rivers, ponds, lakes, whatever, any kind of water, but especially the beach. And this one just has been really appealing to me. And as far as it goes as an oracle, I can use it as an oracle, or I can use it just for kind of meditation, which was my kind of main plan actually, to have how to use it. But because the artwork is just beautiful, so it's more of a photographic deck. Well, it is a photographic deck, but I feel like it's, it might have been, some of them might have been manipulated slightly. I love the keywords and the kind of affirmations as well on this. I just feel like there's so much potential with this deck. I can use it literally to just look at the pictures. If I can't get to a beach, I could use it. The beach is my happy place. The beach is my kind of, it calms me. There's something about hearing the sea and seeing the sea that just calms my anxiety. And I actually really like going to the beach more in the kind of off seasons than I do in the summer. It's too hot in the summer and there's too many people down there. But there's kind of, in this deck, as far as I can tell, I've only had a quick flip through of this before as well. There's different kinds of seas. So you've got calm seas, you've got really powerful and wild seas, and kind of everything in between. So I feel like that's going to make it really well-rounded. This space card, this is cool. So yes, I'm really looking forward to working with this. Oh, how good is this as a curious card? For curious, like that just makes me want to go swimming up to this. Is it a ship or a boat? Can't really see. It makes me want to go on an adventure, which links really well to the curious keyword. So yeah, so I'm really, oh, there's like sea glass. I'm really looking forward to working with this one. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet. I'm definitely going to use it for meditation. I don't know if I'm going to use it as an actual oracle much, but we'll see. But I already feel very connected to it just because it's the sea, and I love it. I just love these pictures. I could just sit and flick through it and look at them, and that would be enough for me. So yeah, so I really, oh, look at that. The full moon on the, reflecting on the sea. So yeah, so I love this one. I'm really happy that I've got this now. I just need to see if my battery is running out, because I think it is. I don't know how long I've got left. I might have to stop it, and I might have to do this in 2 parts. I'll see how far I get. Oops. I haven't decided which deck I'm going to do a deep dive with next month yet. I haven't actually finished filming all my Millennial Tarot ones, so it might end up being that I do that for next month as well again. But I feel like I might use a oracle next time for my deep dive, which I haven't done before. Right, so decks that I used last month. Let me just put my little notebook up there so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I kept some out from June, but not very many. I kept out the Dreaming Way and the Tattoo Tarot and the Messages from the Mermaids. I think I had all of these out last month. I'm not going to flick through these ones because I did in my last monthly video, my monthly wrap up, so you can look at that one if you want to see some of them. This is one of my favourite decks. I kept these out and I used these for the first couple of weeks in July, as well as some of the other decks I'm going to talk about, but then I put these ones away. Actually no, I left these ones out. I put these 2 away, and then I got out some of the other decks. So I kept the Messages of the Mermaids because I also got my Mermaid Tarot out, and I've been using these together for daily pulls. So my Mermaid Tarot, these are the backs. I had this out for this month. I've flicked through this. I feel like I've flicked through this a lot on this channel, so I'll just show a few of the cards again. But this is my Mermaid deck. This came out because it's the summer, and well, like I was saying a minute ago, the sea. I love things to do with the sea and mermaids, and yeah, whoops. So let me just show a few more. So I got this out to use with my Messages from the Mermaids. I'll just show you them together quickly. So I had these out together. I'll put reverses in it again. I have these to use together, which has been really good. I've been using this for daily pulls. I love both of these mermaid decks. I really like the Oracle. I like how it's just got simple keywords. Let's go around together. So yeah, I use these together mainly for daily pulls, daily messages. So that's my Mermaid Tarot and the Messages from the Mermaids. Right, sorry, I had to just give my phone a quick charge and make a cup of tea. So where was I? Oh, decks that I've been using. So these are the mermaid ones. I used this one, which was new to me last month. I'll just do a quick flick, although I've already shown this one on my last video as well. So the Gomorkin's Curious Cats Tarot. I feel like this one, whoops, oh gosh, what am I doing? I feel like this one, just dropping things all over the place, excuse me. I feel like this is one I'm going to do a deep dive with at some point as well, because I haven't used it that much this month. I've used it a little bit, and there's so much going on in the cards. I feel like a deep dive would actually be really helpful. The readings I have done with it have been really accurate and really insightful, so I feel like I want to use it a bit more, but because I was doing a deep dive with a different deck this month, I've kind of put it to one side. There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of symbolism in here that I haven't really gone into detail about. Like this one in particular, I remember this card coming up, and like the Page of Swords, like pages are curious, pages are kind of getting going with something, and this is like thoughts and maybe intellect, so I usually read it as like starting some new kind of learning about something, but this one, this particular card with the cat that's kind of looks like it's talking, if you like, I read this in I did a spread, I can't remember what it was about now, but I read this in the sense of like using your voice and standing up for what you believe in, because of how this card is represented. So I feel like it's going to give me new insight into things that I haven't necessarily thought of before. So I do want to do a deep dive with this at some point. I don't know if it will be next month or later, but at some point it will be. I'll do it at some point. So that is the Gomorkin's Curious Cats Tarot. Next up I had, this is another one I have kind of talked about last month quickly. So the Morgan Greer Tarot in a Tin, which I talked about in my Summer Decks video, and also I think I talked about it in my last month one, because I think it was one of my new ones. So I've been using this. I use this in a reading for someone else. One of my friends, I went round to her house and I kind of try and see her once a month, and I do a reading for her, and I did a reading for her husband this time as well, that went really well. So, and I used this deck for him. So yeah, so I used this one. I didn't use it a ton. I used it for that reading for someone else, and I have used it for some of my challenge prompts this month, I believe, and I've used it a little bit for myself. I have used, so this is the deck that I did my deep dive on, although I haven't really finished filming this video. I keep forgetting to film bits when I use it. I have used it a lot, but I haven't filmed a lot, so I'm either going to have to do it again, or like continue using it this month and film some stuff, or just do a video for the bits that I've got. But yeah, but I've done a big deep dive with this deck. Oh, this tea's nice. Sorry, this tea is a herbal tea. It's vanilla, fig and rooibos, I think. It's really nice. Anyway, Millennial Tarot. So I have done some, I've used it a lot. Have I put it back in order? No. I've been using it a lot. It is really good. I feel like you can use it for any situation. I think in particular it works really well for kind of career and kind of goal setting and goals. I can't think what I'm trying to say. Like motivating you towards your goals. That seems to be the readings that it's resonated the most with me so far. And also just fun ones. I've done a few just kind of fun readings with it, and it worked really well for that as well. So yeah, so I will hopefully be putting a video out soon about this one, which is a deep dive, but yeah. Oh wait, I'm going to keep this out because I've been using it with, I know what I did use it for, which worked really well. I'll just move my tea out of the way. I paired it with the Prism Oracle, which I also had out. So there we go, get that. So the Prism Oracle here. And I did a few readings, like practice readings with it, and I did a few collective readings with it on my Instagram page. So you can head over there and see that if you wish. But this pairing seemed to work quite well. I think it's just because it's of the colours. But the Prism Oracle has got really good keywords, so it just worked really well. Hang on, this is too high. But it was really working when I was doing pairings with it. See, these are going together. I have been really enjoying using the Millennial Tarot this month. So much so I keep forgetting to film it. This is good. Let's do a few more. The star and the illumination. Yeah, I do really like the messages of these together. Oops. But anyway, so that's these two decks that I've been using together, the Prism Oracle and the Millennial Tarot. I've been trying to pair the Millennial Tarot. I haven't really got that many oracles that will pair it with. I was trying to pair it for my video, but again I'd forgotten to film it, so I'm gonna maybe do another, try and pair it with some other things. In fact, I'll keep this out now. Right, I had this one out. Again, I got this out, I can't remember which month it was. Was it May, in my May one? And I said, I had this out but I didn't really use it. Same thing again. I don't know what it is. I love this deck. I'm not a great fan of the write-ups in the guidebook, in fairness. It's far too... I don't know really how to describe it. Too woo. I'm sure you know what I mean if I say that. I'm sure there's a better way to phrase it, but it's too woo. But I really do like the artwork. In fact, I love it. But like I was saying before about animal decks, I feel like I just need to do some dedicated work with my animal decks to then use them more. I appreciate the artwork at the moment, but I never really feel that called to use them. I have done some like pick a card things on my Instagram. I do them every week with Oracle on a Wednesday, and when you just use them like that for one card messages, it's fine. I mean, I like doing those videos, but I feel like I really need to get into, you know, what the animals actually represent and mean. These key phrases on here do actually work really well. So I can just, you know, use them on face value, like I was saying before with the animal apothecary ones. But I do really want to work with my animal decks a bit more in depth. but I feel like I'm not really going to do that until next year. I don't want to do too much at the moment. Right, Tower of Mystical Moments came out this month. This is my favourite deck. This and the Dreaming Way are my faves. This is the one I use for kind of big life things, but also I can use it every day. It feels a bit more special because of the gilding. I have used it for everything and it works really well. I actually use it a lot for shadow work. I think it's just because the messages always really resonate for me. The messages always resonate. It's always really detailed. It's the first deck I felt like I could read really intuitively as well as linking to the RWS meanings. I'm very, very connected to this deck. I get amazing messages from it. I love its Hierophant card. I love seeing the Hierophant as more of a teacher than I don't like seeing the kind of religious leaning cards as much. I love it when it's just a teacher. And this is the Rings of the Tree. I just really, really like this deck. I used it for my birthday spreads this month. I did a Wheel of the Year, but it's not a Wheel of the Year. It's like different areas of your life. I'll put the picture up on here. It has it's like a reflection, like a Wheel of the Year, but it's a reflection on my last year. So it might be, there'll be like a card for relationships, a card for family, a card for career. I used it for that. I've also used this, I used this for my Wheel of the Year at the beginning of the year. So this is the kind of deck that I use for those kinds of readings for myself. But yeah, I do use this for literally everything. And if this was my only deck, I would be able to use it for everything. I love it. So yes, this is the Tarot of Mystical Moments, which is my all-time favourite. Love it so much. Oh, Queen of Wands will end with her, because I'm still working with the Queen of Wands. Right, so Tarot of Mystical Moments, just got a couple more. So I've been using the Pulp Girls Tarot as well this month. This was in my summer decks. It's got the artwork. It's just like a Rider-Waite clone style deck, but I really like the art style. I follow Pulp Girls account on Instagram. I really like everything that they do and put out. I like how it's got black borders, especially with this spread cloth that I've been using this month, which I hate, by the way. I've had lots of nice comments about it, and I love sunflowers, and I thought, oh, I'll get this out because it's summery, but I can't use it as a spread cloth, so I'm going to be changing it after this video. I have literally blue tacked it to the top of my table because it keeps sliding around, and it is still sliding it around, and it is driving me crazy. Look at this. It's driving me crazy. So it's going. It's not going. I'll put it away and use it. I'll probably still use it as a spread cloth at some point, but it's not going to be in my videos. Or I'll just upcycle the fabric into something else. Yeah, but my lesson learned, don't buy just a fat quarter to use as a spread cloth because it will slide around all over the place on my table. I need something bigger that covers the whole table, or something heavier. It's just cotton. So yeah. Anyway, after that tangent, the black borders have really helped, especially with this busy cloth, because it makes the cards stand out. So when I've been doing a spread, so I've used this quite a lot this month for my challenge on my challenges on Instagram. I feel like it stands out because of the black borders. So I've been liking it, and like I said, it's in my summer decks. It's I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I even tried to show it in my summer deck video. It's got a kind of, the pictures look hazy, which I said in my summer deck video that made it feel more summery because of that kind of haze you get in the air when it's really hot. So I really like that about it. But yeah, so this is the Pulp Girls tarot. Oh, I edged it this month as well. Last time you saw this, it was just had the normal white edges that it had. I edged it in the purple, like a pinky purple, to match the side, the front, the backs. Ugh, can't speak. The backs. And I love it. I love it even more now that it's purple. And then one more video, one more deck that I used. I had this out, and I used this in a very specific way this year. I just had it on my bedside table, and before I went to bed every day, I had myself a little message from this deck. So that's how I used this deck this month. Oh, and I kept, whenever this was the last card I pulled, I put it on the top so that every time I then went to get a new card, I kind of reflected on the other card again. So I'd just been shuffling it and pulling a little message for myself every night before I went to bed. And I really liked using it for this way, because it's really, this is a gentle deck. It's empowering, but also quite gentle. So it was a nice one to just kind of go to sleep after looking at. It wasn't like a really deep, harsh message that then you're like, oh, now I've got to go to sleep. So yeah, so I pulled this out for that reason. I love this one. Take control of your own narrative. Be honest with yourself. That's good. I just really like these messages. So yeah, so I used this just as the only way I used it this month. I didn't even have it downstairs at all. I just left it upstairs, and it was just on my bedside table, and it was just my quick message before bed deck. So yeah, so that's all my, that's it, I think. So I've had quite a busy month, finishing work, starting the summer, having my birthday. It's been really good so far, and I'm looking forward to having August off and having some adventures. I'm not very good at remembering to film things. I just film my tarot content, but I might try if I, go to the beach or when I'm at Stonehenge or just out and about this month, the month of August. I might try and remember to do a few little videos here and there, so I've got some other things to show on my account. It's still just going to be mainly tarot, but I do like having little bits of my own, like what I've been doing, kind of blog style type, or vlog style I should say, type things as well, to put into my monthly wrap up videos. So yeah, so maybe I might have, if I remember, I might have some other little videos and bits to show you next month. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next month. If you've watched this whole video, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe and all that jazz if you feel like it. And thanks for watching. I hope you all have a lovely month of August, and then I will see you again at the end of that month. Bye.